Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of The Ladder. Last time, Ashton starting to believe in Kyoto. He's seen the light. Well, I mean, I guess it's not the light because she's an evil ghost, but he's starting to believe, which is good. We got a little bit more with Professor Clark and why he dislikes Luke Wright so much, because he believes that he killed his wife. And to be fair, I mean, it's a very easy assumption to make. His wife wouldn't want to sell the property. She dies in an accident, and a couple weeks later, Luke Wright buys the land. And you know, Luke's my boy. I've been on Team Luke for a while. I obviously don't think it's him, but I'm not gonna say it's 100% not him. To be fair, I do think he might have been up to some sketchy stuff somewhere else, but you know, I'm just not fully buying that he did it. But yeah, it should be good now that Ashton believes a bit, so he will investigate with a more open mind, and hopefully we'll find a solution to Kyoto. So I still feel like I don't know. She gives us weird signals because you think the letter is fate, right? Which is like the note that says "help me." So, like my initial response or reaction when finding out it was fate was, okay, this ghost might actually just be evil and she doesn't want help. But she like communicates saying, "Oh, why aren't you helping me?" So I'm just like, oh, maybe she does want help. It's some mixed signals, but yeah, I guess we'll have to figure that out. We're kind of picking off where the Zachary POV left off with Ashton and Isabella visiting. So let's start off with that. Zat's the kind who prefers to laze around his apartment on a weekend, especially after having a business week like the last one. The big guy's nowhere in sight though when I arrive in his unit. Figures, people don't seem to be where they should be when I need them. Okay, so this... It's not exactly where it leaves off. I know this is when Zachary runs out of his house, I think. I'm trying to remember the exact timeline. Or is he like... Because I believe... Maybe this isn't the end of the Zachary route, because I know, like... He goes to the mansion to look for Ashton and Isabella, but I don't know. Why am I thinking about it? It'll be revealed, like, probably soon, so there's no point. Figures, people don't seem to be where they should be when I need them. Looking around, I find no sign where he might have gone to. He usually leaves a note on his fridge if he's out for the day, just in case someone drops by. As there isn't one, he probably just went out for a quick walk. I hope. Maybe he ran out of AIDS or something and went out to buy some. He is out of AIDS, after all. It puts my running mind to rest for a while. What is that, an aid holder? No. Really? I guess that is an aid holder. I've never seen it like that. I mean, I just keep my aids in a carton. And I think I've seen plastic holders, but they more or less are just plastic cartons, so... I mean, that's interesting, I guess. Take up less space. But who the heck has a container for only 6 aids, bro? Seems like too few. Can't really buy aids in a batch of 6. I mean, maybe it's multiple of them. Anyway, it's not that important, but interesting.
Ash, should you be rummaging around?
Yes.
It's bad enough we went in.
He's a detective. It's his nature.
Chill, I'm just looking.
Actually, I could also go for a fucking pie right now, but Dad's fridge is not too empty, save for a few leftovers. I know this, like, is set in, like, the UK or Ireland. I still don't know. I've actually, like, been watching Love Island, the famous British reality TV show. And fun fact, you know, I never knew this, like, I'm learning a lot of British slang, but being pied in British, unless it changed, because I've been watching like the series from like 2016, and like slang, you know, goes in and out of fashion by then, but being pied means being rejected, like someone's rejecting your advances. I don't know, fun fact. Just reminded me of that. Kind of weird though. Can't really use that in Canada. You're like out with the boys and you're like, hey, see that girl? I know her. I pied her a week ago. sounds kind of naughty, huh?
If you see me take anything, feel free to call the police.
Ha ha, Ashton. Isabella's tried to shoot me a sharp glare and another chuckle slips from me despite the unease in my stomach. Come on, Isabella, that was funny. But the cheer only lasts a mere few seconds, mostly because she hasn't been in the mood for any sort of friendly banter. It's the silence that's telling, and a quiet Isabella? It's usually the first recipe for an incoming shitstorm.
Do you always do this whenever you visit another person's house? Because I have a lot of questions about your methods.
They're good friends. Chill.
Just with Zach.
Yeah. I'm still worried for our friend, of course, and despite what's bothering Isabella, she's anxious too. She's been standing by the doorway for a few good minutes now. Since we entered Zad's place, in fact, doesn't seem to know what to do with herself. But as much as I want to put her at ease, her nervous tits are starting to get to me. The manner in which she makes herself smaller, the way she fidgets with her hands, clasping them one moment and unfurling in the next. It's distracting enough that I want to ask what's wrong. I doubt she'll give me a straight answer though, and the best I can do is help her temper it.
You don't have to hang around the door. You might be here for a while. You can sit down.
She hesitates for a second, but eventually takes the empty seat by Zach's study table.
Aren't we going to look for him?
Sure, we can, but where are we going to start? I can think of a few places he might be, but Luxburn's a big city. I don't want to miss the big guy if we leave, and...
I trail off, making a vague gesture in the general direction of Zach's bed. Actually, let me pause for 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Ready to game. So giddy. It's like 1 a.m. I don't know why I'm so giddy, but... let's get our energy out, I guess. By getting spooked. I trail off, making a vague gesture in the general direction of Zach's bed. Oh, the messy bed suggests that he was out in a hurry and he didn't bother to fold the sheets. I think it is when Zach ran away. After trying to communicate with Kyoko and met Kyrie and went to the mansion, I think. His cell phone's been left behind as well, another odd thing when he has a habit to never leave it behind in case a client calls.
At least the locked door points to the fact that it wasn't a forced exit.
I remember, so Zachary meets with them, something else happens, then he goes to the mansion, and then Ashton's like, oh, I know what he tells Zachary for a while, that so he looks for Ashton and Isabel at the mansion, then Ashton calls Zachary back. And that's when the chapter ends, I think. Or his POV ends. I remember now, I think. That seems to reassure her, but not so much. Understandable, anything might happen. In hindsight, I shouldn't have left Rebecca alone either. We'll have to check on her later. In the meantime, Zach, but with no other clue where he is and no other way to contact him, we have no choice but to wait. Sure, I could give the room another... through and through, but I don't think Zach would appreciate me upending this place. Isabella won't let me do that either. Besides, I haven't eaten anything yet. Isabella probably hasn't too. We did leave in a hurry. Might as well take this chance to cool down a bit, right? Anything to distract myself so that I don't charge headfirst because of whatever paranoid scheme that comes to mind. Isabella is with me. I can't be reckless. Yane's potato chip. Original flavor. Hey, look. Self shout out. I do like their logo. Sheeps are always pretty, and it's a nice cloudy sheep. You love to see it. It does look a lot like a Lay's Lay's chip bag. You know, just removing the Lay's with the Yanes, though I don't know if that was an inspiration or not. Maybe that is just generic. Returning to the kitchen, the first thing I see is a bag of chips when I rifle through his cupboards. After muttering a permission and an apology to its owner won't hear, I grab it. Isabella doesn't miss me shooting another glare. But she doesn't really make an effort to stop me this time. She ignores my offer at food, though. So instead, I set myself on Zach's old couch and turn on the television. Isabella's silence may not be too heavy, but it sure as hell is awkward. The screen lights up, and right as some awful noontime drama starts airing on Channel 9, nothing like sitting in front of the TV with a mindless drone running in the background to waste away the time. And waste it away we do. Big time stuff, huh? All the way to the afternoon. The afternoon has hit its last few hours when the movement comes from the other side of the door and Zach's heavy treads break the monotonous drivel from the TV. The lock clicks, the knob turns, and slowly it swings open to reveal a very exhausted looking Zach. What, did he run a marathon?
Sup, Z-Man?
Look at his surprised face, bro.
Hey, Zach. Sorry we just barged in here. Ash was...
Relax. Z-Man gave me a copy of the key himself.
Light as my tone might be, his arrival eases the restless edge in me. Looks kinda pissed. Who knows what I would have done if something bad happened to one of my friends. Good thing we turned back time, huh? If another minute has gone by without him showing up, I might have resorted to unconventional methods.
Only after you broke the 13th one? I can't keep replacing them every time you think it'd be a good idea to break into my apartment.
How do you break all those keys, man?
And stop calling me Z-Man.
As the title shows, Z-Man talking.
I didn't break anything this time.
We just stole your chips.
Ash, just because
Z-Man.
doesn't mean you
God
can
damn it.
stroll in here whenever you want to.
My boy.
And hey, is that my...
Yep. It's scary how the friendly banter and easy smile come naturally. I do it even without thinking, and that speaks volumes about how comfortable I am around him. That's nice, isn't it? What makes me afraid of it, however, is the idea that a time might come where I might just do these without even meaning to and offend him in some way. The friendship we have might be closer than most have shared with others, but there are boundaries you can't cross without the other's permission. Zach's been respectful of that so far, neither asking about my parents or what happened to them. Me? I bet he'd say not so much. It's also this easy banter that makes me wish we could just stay like this. No worries, no problems, just potato chips and the debate on whether or not I deserve them. But as usual, something always cuts moments like this short.
Of course he eats all of it. You know, I was saving that for the weekend. Did you at least share some with Bella?
Don't worry about it. I'm good, Zach.
Really? It's free food, you know?
He was very shocked at that. I remember that. I mean, free food is free food.
What was that you usually say? You don't say no to free food?
It's a good motto.
What happened?
No, I'm just not hungry.
Although her tone forces him to do a double take, Zach doesn't push it. The question's all too clear in his eyes when he glances my way, though. I really wish I could answer him. Despite my best efforts, Isabella's been unforthcoming as well. What am I supposed to do? I just can't force her to speak, can I? She's not a criminal to be interrogated. She's a friend, for Pete's sake. It's a good thing Zach has a better handle of the situation than I, and soon enough he changes the subject. Where it leads isn't necessarily the better topic, however.
Aye. But if you want something, just say so.
Aye.
I've got a fully restocked pantry right here at your disposal. Still not a 5-star level thing, but for an empty stomach, it'd do.
Well, actually, you're missing the AIDS, Z-Man.
Just say the word.
Thanks, Zach.
Hey, he changed his name to Zach, too.
Food is not really what we came here for. Ash, he's the one who...
She stumbles into one of her uncertain silences again before glancing my way. There's a plea in there for me to take the lead in this, but where do we start? The mansion? The strange things we've been seeing? The letter? Even I'm afraid of what he might say. I can't believe I'm considering taking a deeper look into this whole thing in the first place. but here I am.
I should have listened.
How is everything with you lately, Zach?
Hold on, Ash. Both of you. Did I just hear you say that? Is this why Isabella's here? Has something happened?
He's been Kyoto'd indirectly.
Calm down, we're just here to check on things. So, did you meet Andrew about the photos?
What photographs?
Unlike when he brought up the subject of the photos with me, he doesn't hesitate when Isabella asks for it. Zach hastily fishes them out of a nearby drawer and hands it to her. I can almost see it in him, the 1 second hindsight kicks in, and the realization that she would have been a better listener than I. To be fair, we only had Hannah and Ashton as her choice, and I still think Ashton better choice. I don't know. I guess. Kind of works out in the end since Ashton believes him now. Made sense when all I've been doing this morning is call it a Halloween prank. Jesus, look at what have they done to my nice girl Hannah. Looks a little spooky. She goes through each of the prints in silence, her shoulders growing stiffer by the second until she's gone rigid and pale. But it is the telling glances they exchange afterwards that speaks volumes of the things running inside their minds.
What did Andrew say about them?
It could be one, but there's no guarantee it's a supernatural thing. It doesn't always. Now that I think about it, bothering that guy
My bad.
for this feels pretty silly now. But with the dreams lately.
Don't worry, everyone's bothering Andrew.
That's all? Did he say anything about the damn letter at all?
To be fair, yeah, it's Zach's fault for not showing him the letter. I bet he would be able to tell if it's a fake or not, actually. So it is really a shame you haven't shown him it.
Did you ask him even?
As expected, Zach starts to look at me like I've grown a second head. Yeah, I would too, if there was ever a universe where I was standing in front of myself. Because even as a child, I never believed in ghost stories. The lucky charms and the mystical objects from my mother have often been stored away or given as paltry gifts to those who would appreciate them more.
Yeah, that's really everything. And then it kind of slipped my mind. The photos were more important at that time.
The letter is way more important, to be honest.
There was some
It's the name of the visual novel.
Talked about the curses, and he was really fascinated with the story about a wraith asking for a sacrifice to move on.
That could be something, to be honest.
Kinda nasty if you ask me, but it does make sense if you simply go along with it. I'm not sure how this will help in the grand scheme of things. Why are you asking about this anyway?
Rose's death isn't just a coincidence, Zach. It may have something to do with... I may have...
Wait. Stop right there for a sec, Bella. I thought you ain't buying this stuff, Ash. Just the other day, you said the exact same thing.
Yeah. Don't rub it in. Granted, I haven't eliminated every single possibility here yet, but what else is to go off on from here? The weird look Zach shoots my way doesn't help one bit in helping me gather my thoughts either, when that's what I came here for. Somehow, everyone's suddenly just so worried about me. It's not like I'm pulling this out of my ass.
I still don't, but even Rebecca, out of all people, claims there's something. Whatever this is, someone has got to look into it. Everything about this screams shady.
And along with Isabella's warnings, what's occurring around Zach, what's happening around Luxembourg since Isabella found the letter.
Have you two seen the news this morning?
Zach's puzzled expression is enough answer. Of course he hasn't. Another night, another nightmare. The guy most likely went out as soon as he got out of bed to shake the images off. The memories have never really left him. Isabella, though.
I haven't, actually.
Hmm.
Mama called, and I was busy.
Another death. They never reference who this guy was. Just a random, I guess, but maybe works at Isabella's company. Or was it like someone working with Marianne? I don't know if they ever brought it up, to be honest. That could easily mean anything. Did her Kuya, her older brother, end up in jail again? Kuya is an older brother? Kuya in Filipino mean, at least, I mean, I don't actually know what it means because I don't speak Filipino, but it's more like a term of respect for like older cousins. At least that's how I always use it. Well, I'm actually pretty bad with it. I never used Kuyas or Ate, which is for the female cousin. But that's how I use it. Maybe it's just for older family member that's not uncle, because you call them something else. I know a little bit of Filipino, okay? Just like almost nothing, but just the basics. She had to bail him out numerous times in the past, though all that did was piss her off, not sap out every ounce of cheer in her. Or is it the other brother, the younger one who keeps insisting that he'll quit school so she could come home? That was 2 years ago. As far as I know, she's already sorted that one out. It couldn't have been her father, right? With the mansion sale, she has earned enough to cover every bill for a while. It should. I kind of assumed it was the father, but to be fair, I kind of forgot about the other two brothers' struggle stuff, so... So, what is it then?
No problem. It should be in the afternoon news as well.
Whatever's bugging her, I doubt it's something meant for casual discussion, else she would have mentioned it sooner. Tucking my curiosity for later, I take the remote and begin cycling through the channels. A distraction, not a good one I admit, but it's definitely better than leaving her to brood. Eventually I found one doing a recap of this morning's reports, and there it is. This poor guy is unidentifiable with how badly he's been burnt. Okay, never mind. I guess that's why. But, I mean, they also have a picture of him on the TV. Murder via arson. That'd be the logical explanation if I was the officer looking into it. It said they couldn't find the source of the fire. The fire didn't even spread.
Found dead in the early hours of the morning today. The fire was contained within the room and no other tenants were harmed, according to Luxbourne police.
They're going to consider spontaneous human combustion soon enough if they don't find anything else. But what's important for everyone to note is the state of the room.
A similar writing was found in another victim's
Yep,
room from last
same
week.
as Rose, except not burnt. Her place wasn't burnt, right?
Both were employees of Raya
Oh.
Realty Corporation.
There you go.
CN has reached out to the
I don't remember them mentioning that, but I could just have a bad memory, to be honest. Like, what happened to Cooper? I wonder how many other deaths like this that I've missed while I've been looking into right. The LPD's already thinking it's a serial killer at this point. How long until they consult with the London Metropolitan? I'm not sure. The Anson Busher has always been an enigma even to the people within this city. Gone for a few years, and then in the next, one body is found after another. So it's been going on for years, which is interesting. But as far as we know, the owners of the Ermagerd mansion hasn't changed, like, for like decades, I think, so... I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Maybe it's not related to Kyoto, which is weird. It's freaking Johan, dude. I don't trust that man. He's sketchy. He's sketchy somehow. If Johan... I don't know, dude. It's a Hail Mary, but maybe. Merely handling the case has apparently driven the chief inspector insane years ago. He never did find out who committed those murders. Maybe now, this time.
This is because of that thing, isn't it? I did this somehow.
I mean, if the Anson Butcher's been doing this for a while, it's not solely your fault. You didn't even show the start of the letter. Her words all come out like a whisper, but each syllable lingers in the air, heavy with her guilt. In the thick tension of the room, they strike harsher than any of the things we've said. However, she also has to know that she isn't the only one on this. No one has asked her to take this upon herself. Rebecca won't. Zach won't. I sure as hell won't.
It ain't too late. We could still fix this. There's 3 of us here.
And this was my choice, right, as Zachary. You could have been a Debbie Downer, or you could have been Sit like I was. Hear the music change into the best soundtrack of the visual novel so far. That's what I do. I always made the right decisions.
4 if you count Rebecca.
Yeah, she's in. She's in. Because we resined it up.
No, she's staying away from this. I don't want to involve her.
She's already in, bro.
Both of you as well.
She's getting spooked by spooky Kylie. That's honestly scarier than Kyoto, kind of.
I already said it. That's completely out of the question. Stop asking.
Believe in the power of friendship, Isabella. Trust, trust. Encouragements aside, this is a whole fucking mess and we're in it blind. The only way to make it worse is if we start running around like a bunch of headless chickens. But I have a concrete plan now, I think. Maybe Isabella's right. Maybe we should dig deeper into BRC itself. Maybe we are looking at it the wrong way. However, my suspicions are mine for the moment. The details are something Zach doesn't need to know until I have something to show. It's enough that he's aware that I have an idea in mind. For his part, Z-Man doesn't push it, and nothing but a heavy silence leads our departure hours later. Seriously, Zach would probably make a more responsible officer than me if he had only had the heart to join the force. We could certainly use more kind people like him. But as good as that thought is, I push all of it into the back of my head as Isabella and I head for my car. Tonight I can't stay distracted. Nighttime. With your favorite jam. Maybe this is the best soundtrack of the game. I wonder how much of the soundtrack is actually made for the game and how much is just royalty free. Because obviously this is a very famous royalty free song. But like the song before that, I thought the best soundtrack of the game. I think it is probably made for the game. It sounded way too good to be royalty free. I feel like most of the songs are probably, most of the more elaborate songs are probably made for the game. Nothing wrong with using royalty free. You know, if you know Hidarashi for the first 4 arts. My man just found a bunch of songs off the internet and used them. So, you know, if you need to do it, you need to do it. Even now, with only the two of us, the place is rife with tense energy. Only a matter of minutes now. But the ticking seconds don't take away the edge. And for the 5th time, I reach out and fiddle with the radio, adjusting and turning the knobs with no real purpose. 88.5. It's a nervous quirk I've developed and never bothered to correct during the stakeouts. Something to keep my mind occupied during long nights. What else is there for me to do? The person I usually count on for a casual out-of-the-blue chat refuses my attempts at starting one. Wonder what they're doing.
Ash, out with it. If you have something to say.
Hey! Hold your lines. Follow the script, please. It wasn't even in the lines. She's doing improv. Oh, I guess we're right, like outside Briar Realty. I mean, they show this everywhere, so you shouldn't take this image as like a specific, right? It's just showing there in the downtown part. Also, Sleepy Sheepin. Another self-promotion, maybe. The way she quickly falters into silence after, in spite of the tone she takes, though. It makes me doubt if she really means everything she's telling me right now. She hasn't even glanced my way since we arrived.
Having second thoughts? You can still back out if you want.
We're just going to my office. Why should I?
Dunno. You can get in trouble, maybe. This isn't exactly legal.
Risked it for the biscuit. Scope BRC out to see if the real estate company has more information that may be of help. Finding things about Cooper and the other agents assigned to the Ermagerd mansion. Okay, that answers our question. I mean, you know, even though I just said that, we are right in front of BRC in the CG. According to Isabella, it's the last property the victims have worked on. Sure, I could also check the station for full reports. That's easy. That's the easy semi-legal way. But I don't want to bump into Chief right now. The guys at the precinct will definitely throw me out on his orders as soon as they see me. Not not that my plan right now is any better. I'm just breaking into a different place, more or less, with a civilian to boot. The latter still doesn't sit well with me. It never will, especially if this might put her in a very tricky position afterwards. She's been very careful when it comes to her work, almost a model employee, as people would say. Why is she throwing caution to the wind now?
I'm not an employee here. I'm not supposed to be looking
I
for any
mean,
confidential stuff. Only people like you are privy to.
it's kind of a silly question to ask yourself, Ash. Why is she being risky now? I mean, because she's being freaking cursed, man.
If you mentioned earlier that this is your plan, I might have had enough time to think about it. I already promised to help if you need access to those files. I didn't think you'd want to see them this soon and in this way. Besides, the same goes for you, right? You were taken off your case. Won't you get in trouble with your boss?
Nah. Honestly, it's a toss up between breaking into her office or into the Wright's mansion. I don't think the Wright's mansion probably has heavier security, to be honest. So, as it stands, I have an easier time getting in here first. After all, why would someone want to break into a realty company? True. Been here many times before anyway, for a few casual visits when I wanted to bud scaredy cat. Over the years, I have more or less grown familiar with their security setup and how badly staffed they are. Well, that's good, at least. Plus, it's an old building. If the bankruptcy rumors are true, it just means their access protocols might also be outdated.
Still, I can do this on my own, you know.
Really? And how are you even planning to get into our office without an access card? Please explain.
Well, I was going to pry open the card reader and use a gecko.
What's a gecko?
You're a hopeless case. I really want to know why no one has locked you up yet.
Yeah, you're helping me with this. Willingly. I don't think that'll sit well with the Philippine embassy either. Chances are I'll probably get deported the minute they find out.
Is she not like a citizen? Is she here on like a visa? Maybe? I mean, I don't know how any of that works, but I assume if she's a citizen, she can't just get deported for this, so must be a visa. Low blow, I know, but it's worth a shot when she can still turn back. It's not like I don't have any means to get into the fight. It is kind of a low blow, but it's a tearing low blow. With or without her, I have a way.
At least I have a reason to be snooping about. My badge and rank can speak for me in case things go south. You?
For a passing second, it seems to work. A hint of panic and hesitation flashes across her features when she looks up at me with searching eyes. Then, unexpectedly, it dissolves, not behind the fear I'm anticipating, but underneath something sharp and searing. I'm not sure what she sees exactly or what she's hoping to find in the short while she holds my gaze. All of it merely goes unspoken, and no longer than a minute later, she simply averts her attention back to the window, training it once again at some point outside.
Isabella, please, now's not the time.
It's too late for that, Ash. Give it a rest.
She's steeled her resolve. Can't turn it around now. An appeal spoken in a voice too harsh coming from her. Perhaps unintentional. Perhaps one that's already too exhausted for everything going on lately. It's hard not to concede when she takes on that tone. And soon, despite myself, I mean, like I said, when someone steals their mind like that, you know, there's no point anymore. Hey, the crawl bar. You know, we've seen these places before, obviously. I just never, like, took it into consideration after being formally introduced. Damn, bro. Marianne's bar is so close to BRC. And the library. Oh, shit. Oh, man, we're fat. Maybe we'll see everything else eventually in the story. I mean, we've been to Cesar Butts, too. All we need is Sleepy Sheepin and Sir and Teats and Miss Flowers. Tucking away every concern I've been lugging around in favor of trusting her on this, according to the same confidence she has implicitly given me all this time.
Alright, okay, if that's what you want. And don't worry, I didn't mean what I said earlier. I I won't let anything happen to you.
Aw, look at him being cute. Her lips briefly turn up in a smile, though none of the cheer reaches her eyes.
Just get this over with, okay? Everyone should be out of the office by now.
And if they're not, we're gonna have to take some drastic actions. Somehow, the uncertainty in her posture makes me wonder if she intended it, as if some kind of comforting gesture. Whether it's for me or for her, she doesn't let me find out. Without saying another word, she exits the car while I'm left scrambling and chasing after her. She's already at the side entrance, a hand raised on the card reader beside it, and another poised to push the door open when I catch up to her. Whatever doubt there has been in her face a while ago, it's gone. Seeing her like this makes it easier to believe my worries are unfounded, that things might go smoothly this time. Don't jinx it.
And where do you think you kids are going?
Well, that was the easiest. that was speed running getting caught. What the heck?
It's late. Most offices in this building have already closed up shop for the weekend.
Come on, smooth talking, Ash. The bloat seems friendly enough, though one can't really tell from his voice alone. He might be the wary sort for all I know. Keeping an unconcerned face and an aloof air won't hurt until I figure out how to wiggle us out of this situation.
Just come back on Monday if you have important business.
Well, if it's important, you can't just come back on Monday. But from the way Isabella's face brightens up, it looks as though getting through won't be too much of a problem. He's probably been working here for a few months already then, maybe around 4 to 6 months max. Otherwise, he would have recognized Isabella or me at first glance. I haven't shown my face here since I've been assigned to the firm case a year ago. I guess that is lucky, to be fair. I thought it was going to be the opposite, where Isabella would be able to talk her way in because she knows. But if they don't know, at the end of the day, they can't really, like, rat them out. Though, you'd think they'd be on a camera, but who knows. In the first place, none of their security officers ever lasted a year in service. The longest was around 7.5. I'd give this guy around that before he gets fired or finds a better paying job. For the moment, his too friendly attitude is almost a gift.
Hey, Seb!
Seb?
Oh, look who we have here. Been a few days since I last saw that ponytail in here. Santiago?
Close. Ponytail.
Close enough!
It's a good nickname for her. She does have a huge ponytail.
Wait, don't tell me.
And it's so bouncy, man.
Sanchez.
Yep.
You were closer the first time?
Wait. Is it not Isabella Sanchez? It's been a while. Isabella Santos. I mean, Sanchez is closer than Santiago. Actually, it's not. Never mind.
Drat. I swear it is on the tip of my tongue. I just need a hint to remember.
I take it back. This geezer's not gonna last past this month. He can't even remember a regular employee's name.
Alright, I'm sure of it this time. Centillon?
It's not even. That's not even like a proper last name.
Still a few ways off,
I
Seb.
think. I mean, if you're a Santillon, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
Isabella, we don't have all night.
Relax,
No,
bro.
no, just let me handle this.
Relax. Let the smooth talk happen.
Sorry, Seb. Some other time. We're in a bit of a hurry. I just need to get a few things from my cubicle. Important work stuff, you know? Is it okay if we drop upstairs for a sec?
Oh, absolutely. No, go right ahead. As long as you have your access card with you, we're good.
Thank you, Seb.
Not sure if I'm allowed to let your boyfriend in, though.
Who? Me?
My what?
I mean,
Your boyfriend,
I mean,
isn't he?
you look good together. Teehee. Even though I've been more sympathetic with Rebecca's situation now, they do look good together, at least in my mind. It's a fair observation, if I do say so myself. You would. Needless to say, the silence that this sends is both uncomfortable and terribly awkward. Although the latter is probably coming mostly from me because in the next second, Isabella laughs. Laughs. Than the ones I've heard from her lately. A comforting sound, really, after seeing her in such a dour mood since this morning. Even as all of it subsides into mere chuckles sooner than I'd like. It's comforting to see that I'm at least partially responsible for it, despite my poor heart being beaten to a sorry pulp. Yeah. Unfortunate, bro. I've been trying my best. Maybe by the end of the series.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no. No. He's definitely not my boyfriend.
She might as well set it on fire and reduce it to dust while she's at it. Frankly, the number of no's in that sentence alone is a bit too much. Oh, my boy. My boy's being slaughtered. Where's the backup? Christ, one would have been enough to get the message across. Did she really have to put it that way?
That's impossible. Stop being funny, Seb. I'll go on ahead, okay?
She quickly shuffles inside with nothing more than a small wave, leaving behind an even more awkward atmosphere for me to wade through. It would have been bearable if I didn't have to suffer through a stranger's amusement. Alas, woe is me.
Not the boyfriend, but close to it, huh?
We're working on it, Seb.
Mind your own business.
He's blushing.
Kids these days.
I like Seb.
Good to see her up and about, though. Thought for sure she'd up and disappear like the others.
Seb with the vital information? Hidden MVP?
Excuse me?
You know, stuff in the news.
You mean what happened with Rose Cooper?
If I'm going to be stuck here with him for a while, I might as well try to gather as much intel as I can. He may just be a guard, someone with no real authority, but most of the time people like him are the ones who know more than they let on.
Yeah, but even before that, we've got a couple of good blokes we never saw again.
Huh? The Tat?
Really? Those guys could have just resigned for all you know.
No, I only catch tidbits of stuff from over here. Though seriously, I heard the branch is getting flushed soon, but that's no excuse for anarchy.
Okay.
Figures why Boss Man's been in an awful temper these past months.
They managed to strike a good deal with the mansion in Ansem, right? That didn't do the trick?
Didn't seem like it. The bloke's shouting like no tomorrow again.
Someone just died again.
Wasn't very pleased when Gurley called and asked for another leave yesterday afternoon.
Oh,
Girly? Isabella?
girly. It's not too surprising considering she's already been gone for 3 days. Now she's asking for another. Not that it's a bad thing. It's within her right as an employee, but Isabella rarely uses her work leaves.
Yeah, poor lassie if you ask me. She found him a buyer for that mansion after all. The least you could do is be considerate to her after a family member's passing.
She died. Wait. She died. Someone died. I think the father's probably died.
Wait, what?
I think I was right. The rumors, BRC, Rose Trooper, missing in action employees, all of it ceases to matter in that instant. Almost on instinct, my eyes zero in on the intercom speaker as if staring daggers out. It will show me the man behind the voice so I can see the truth in his face myself.
You don't know?
No, what?
Nothing. I shouldn't be the one you're asking, and,
Come on, Seb.
you know, things might get a bit boring here. No one really wants to hear what a poor old guard wants to say. Why don't you just go after her? As long as you're
Nice.
not looking to create trouble for me, it won't be a problem. You aren't here for that, right?
He's lucky I'm not here to hurt anyone. If I were someone with ill intentions, he might not be smiling at the end of the day. Don't take it out on Seb. What's wrong with you?
Well, no, but...
I'll go and unlock that side entrance for you then. Just don't forget to turn off the lights before you both leave, okay?
Thanks.
Hey, wait a second. What do you mean by...
He cuts off the connection before I can finish, and the rest of my question dies in my throat soon as the latch clicks and the side door swings open. The Seb, a stout man wearing a uniform still loose for him, waves me over the gap before he disappears behind the station again. Just my luck. Here I thought I'm going to have to count on whatever Isabella brings with her. Although no matter how much I want to feel happy, something else has already taken a firm seat in the forefront of my mind. Is that why she's been acting not like herself today? Since when? Of course, as I step into the building, I try to push all of these questions as far down as I can. I need to focus. Work is work. But if what I've heard is exactly what I think it is, if it's a sign of things to come, honestly, I don't feel too good about that. Nah, this is a scare, and you know what? I'm a freaking evil person. We're gonna have to wait until next episode. Pretty scare-free but interesting episode. A lot of hint. Well, it's not even a hint. It's almost a confirmation that Isabella's dad dies. We got some nice. I like looking into Ashton's mind. It's interesting and it's cute sometimes. But yeah, next time we'll see if Kyoto pops out from an elevator and sees and get those documents we need. But until then, thank you for watching the episode and see you next time. Bye bye.